Well, we're going to be talking about A Christmas Carol today. It's our English for You Express. And you know what? I'm kind of excited because a really funny comedian is going to be in A Christmas Carol. And that's Jim Carrey. They call him a funny man. It's just another way to say comedian. He's also a big famous movie actor. He's been in lots of films. He's kind of silly. His face is really funny to me.
Right, he does all these fun things with it. He was in that movie, The Mask, too, if you ever saw that. He's been in all sorts of movies, and now he's going to be in a new movie based on this story by Charles Dickens called A Christmas Carol. Okay, and he's a funny man. We use that word to describe somebody who is funny, especially if they're in show business, a comedian, basically. And this funny man, Jim Carrey, is famous around the world for his unique style of comedy. Unique just means special. When he does his things, you know it's him. Nobody else can do it like he can.
No, I don't think anyone on the planet Earth is like Jim Carrey. He's kind of crazy. Well, he's been in movies like Bruce Almighty. Maybe you've seen that. Supposedly he has the powers of God in that movie, and he's funny. And Yes Man is another movie he was in recently. He always leaves his audience in hysterics. Now, this is interesting. Usually when you talk about someone who is in hysterics, they're laughing really hard. If you see a funny movie, you could say, oh, all my friends, we were all in hysterics. It doesn't mean you were running around crazy and screaming like you were insane. No, it just means you were laughing so hard you couldn't control yourself. Well, that's what he usually does to his audiences. He always leaves them in hysterics.
That's right. You could also say to leave someone in stitches, which also means something is extremely funny and you laughed so hard that you actually had wounds on your body and you needed stitches.
Well, yeah, you get that pain in your side if you've been laughing too hard, right?
It does happen sometimes, so don't laugh too hard at his movies here. And again, if you watch his latest film, A Christmas Carol, be prepared for 4 times the laugh as Carrey takes on multiple roles. We're saying 4 times here because he's actually going to be playing 4 different roles or 4 different characters in this movie, A Christmas Carol. Okay, and he's going to take on those multiple roles. To take on means you accept a challenge. So he's got these 4 different roles to play, and so he's going to meet that challenge, and we're going to really enjoy seeing him do it. Here to take on is our sentence for you for today. Let's take a closer look.
Sentence for you.
Take on. Sam, take this. I want you to take on more reading projects for English class.
Okay, I can do that.
Have this book, too. You should probably take on some more science work.
If you say so.
And you need to take on more math exercises, so take this book as well.
But teacher, I don't know if I can.
Sam, are you okay? What's wrong?
I think I can't take on any more of these books. Ugh.
Now, it says he's going to be taking on multiple roles, which means many different parts in the movie. A role is a character you play in a movie or a film or even on stage. Now, the movie's title may sound familiar to you because the film was adapted from a very famous story by Charles Dickens. It was a much-loved novel that was written way back in 1843. When you adapt something, you change it so it fits a new situation a little bit better. We often talk about books being adapted to film or adapted to be on film, and so you have to change them slightly so they work. A book is too long. You can't have the characters say everything, right? You only have 2 hours. So this particular story was adapted for the new Jim Carrey's version of A Christmas Carol. Let's go ahead now and listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll be back.